The Sega Genesis was first released in 1988 and quickly became a fan favorite, thanks to its impressive graphics, unique gameplay features, and diverse game library. Today, we're going to be taking a look at the top 15 Genesis games of all time. So without further ado, let's get started. Number 15, Road Rash 2. This is a game that truly captures the essence of high-speed racing with its impressive visuals, diverse tracks, and engaging gameplay. The game's unique design, which allows players to use weapons such as chains and clubs to knock opponents off of their bikes, adds a layer of strategy to the gameplay that is rarely seen in other racing games. The game's catchy soundtrack, which includes memorable tracks such as Born to Be Wild and Radar Love, adds to the game's overall appeal and immerses players in the game's universe. The game's challenging difficulty level, which requires players to use their skill and reflexes to navigate through tracks and avoid obstacles, also adds to its overall appeal. Overall, Road Rash 2 is a must-play title for fans of racing games and is widely considered to be one of the best games on the Genesis console. Number 14, Shining Force 2. A game that truly stands out among other strategy RPGs of its time. Its engaging storyline, which is filled with plot twists and character development, is one of the game's standout features. The game's diverse cast of characters, each with their own unique abilities and personalities, adds depth to the gameplay and allows players to create their own strategies for battles. The game's unique combat system, which allows players to strategically plan their attacks and use a variety of weapons and abilities to defeat enemies, adds a layer of depth to the gameplay that is rarely seen in other RPGs. Overall, Shining Force 2 is a must-play title for fans of strategy RPGs and is widely considered to be one of the best games on the Genesis console. Number 13, Comix Zone. Comix Zone is a game that truly stands out among other Genesis games thanks to its innovative design and immersive storyline. The game's comic book inspired visuals and unique gameplay mechanics, such as the ability to tear panels from the comic book to reveal new paths, make it truly a unique experience. The game's challenging difficulty level and catchy soundtrack also add to its overall appeal, making it a standout title that is still enjoyed by gamers today. If you're a fan of action-packed games with a unique twist, then Comix Zone is definitely a game you should check out. Number 12, Aladdin. Aladdin was developed by Virgin Interactive and released in 1993, coinciding with the release of the Disney animated film of the same name. The game's impressive visuals were a standout feature, and with detailed character designs and vibrant environments that truly captured the spirit of the film. The game's diverse levels, which included a bustling marketplace, a treacherous cave, and the Sultan's Palace, added to the game's overall appeal and kept players engaged throughout. The game's challenging gameplay, which required players to use their skills and reflexes to navigate through levels and defeat enemies, also added to its overall appeal. The game's catchy soundtrack, which included memorable tracks such as Arabian Nights and A Whole New World, added to the game's overall charm and made it stand out among other Genesis games. Overall, Aladdin is a game that has stood the test of time and is widely considered to be one of the best platformers of all time. Number 11, Castlevania Bloodlines. Bloodlines is widely regarded as one of the greatest Castlevania games of all time, thanks to its stunning visuals, challenging gameplay, and captivating storyline. The game's exceptional soundtrack, composed by Michiru Yamane, is also a standout feature, with its haunting melodies and gothic-inspired themes adding to the game's overall atmosphere. The game's distinctive design, which includes detailed character designs and intricate environments, truly immerses players in the game's universe. Players take on the roles of John Morris and Eric Lacard as they embark on a perilous journey through various levels to vanquish the infamous Dracula. The game's unique combat system, which allows players to use a variety of weapons and abilities to defeat enemies, adds a layer of depth to the gameplay that is rarely seen in other platform games. Overall, Bloodlines is a must-play title for fans of the Castlevania franchise and is widely considered to be one of the best games on the Genesis console. Number 10. Brightstar. Brightstar is a game that truly stands out among other platformers of its time. Its impressive visuals, unique gameplay mechanics, and engaging storyline make it a must-play title for fans of the genre. The game's unique design, which allows players to control a star with stretchable arms, adds a layer of depth to the gameplay that is rarely seen in other platform games. The game's impressive soundtrack, composed by Tomoko Sasaki, is also a standout feature, with its memorable tracks adding to the game's overall appeal. Overall, Brightstar is a game that has stood the test of time and is widely considered to be one of the best games on the console. If you're a fan of platformer games, then Brightstar is definitely a game you should check out. Number 9. Ecco the Dolphin. Ecco the Dolphin is a game that truly stands out among other Genesis games thanks to its innovative design and captivating storyline. The game's impressive visuals, which include detailed character designs and stunning underwater environments, truly immerse players in the game's universe. Players take on the role of Ecco, a dolphin, as he embarks on a perilous journey to save his pod from an evil force that threatens their existence. The game's unique design, which allows players to control a dolphin and use its abilities to navigate through levels and solve puzzles, adds a layer of depth to the gameplay that is rarely seen in any other game. The game's impressive soundtrack, composed by Spencer Nielsen, is also a standout feature, with haunting melodies and atmospheric themes adding to the game's overall appeal. Overall, Ecco the Dolphin is a must-play title for fans of platformers and is widely considered to be one of the best games on the console. Number 8. Gunstar Heroes. Gunstar Heroes is a game that truly stands out among other run-and-gun games of its time. Its impressive visuals, diverse weapons, and challenging gameplay make it a must-play title for fans of the genre. The game's unique weapon system allows players to combine different weapons to create powerful new attacks, adding a layer of strategy to the gameplay. The game's bosses are also a standout feature, with each one offering a unique challenge that requires players to use their skills and weapons to defeat them. Overall, Gunstar Heroes is a game that stood the test of time and is widely considered to be one of the best games on the console. Well, we're midway through, and I know there are probably other games that you'd put on this list. Be sure to sound off in the comments on anything you thought deserved to be here that we missed. And if you're enjoying the video, be sure to like and subscribe. Now back to the list. Number 7. Thunder Force 4. Thunder Force 4 is a game that truly stands out among other shoot-'em-ups of the time. Its impressive visuals, diverse weapons, and engaging gameplay make it a must-play title for fans of the genre. The game's unique design, which allows players to control a spaceship and use a variety of weapons and abilities to defeat enemies, adds a layer of depth to the gameplay that's rarely seen in other shmups. The game's impressive soundtrack, composed by Toshihiro Yamanishi, is also a standout feature, with its memorable tracks adding to the game's overall appeal. Overall, Thunder Force 4 is a game that has stood the test of time, widely considered to be one of the best games on the console. And if you're a fan of shoot-'em-up games or shmups, then Thunder Force 4 is a game you definitely need to check out. Number 6. Golden Axe. While I may have some personal stories and personal connections and feelings to the game, Golden Axe is a game that truly captures the essence of a classic side-scrolling beat-em-up game. Its impressive visuals, diverse characters, and challenging gameplay make it a standout title among Genesis games. The game's unique design, which allows players to ride on the backs of various creatures and use magic spells to defeat enemies, adds a layer of depth to the gameplay that's rarely seen in other beat-em-ups. The game's impressive soundtrack, composed by legendary composer Yuzo Koshiro, is also a standout feature, with its memorable tracks adding to the game's overall appeal. Overall, Golden Axe is a must-play title for fans of classic beat-em-up games and is widely considered to be one of the best games on the console. And if I had 100% control of the list, it might be number one on this list for very, very personal connection reasons, let's just say. Number 5. NBA Jam. NBA Jam was a game changer for sports games, thanks to its fast-paced and arcade-style gameplay. The game's unique design, which allows players to perform over-the-top dunks and moves, added a layer of excitement to the gameplay that was rarely seen in other sports games. He's on fire! The game's impressive visuals, diverse teams, and catchy soundtrack added to the overall appeal, making it a game that was both fun to play and enjoyable to watch. NBA Jam is a must-play title for fans of sports games and is widely considered to be one of the best games on the console. Number 4. Streets of Rage 2. Streets of Rage 2 is a game that has stood the test of time, with its immersive graphics, diverse characters, and challenging gameplay still holding up today. The game's 4 playable characters each have their own unique moves and abilities, allowing players to choose their favorites and master their skills. The game's levels are also varied and engaging, with players battling their way through city streets, factories, and even an amusement park. The game's soundtrack, composed by Yuzo Koshiro, is also a standout feature, with its memorable tracks adding to the game's overall appeal. Streets of Rage 2 is a must-play title for fans of beat-em-up games and is widely considered to be one of the best on the Genesis console and the best game in the series. Number 3. Phantasy Star 4. Phantasy Star 4, often considered the best game in the series, is a game that truly stands the test of time. Its engaging storyline, diverse cast of characters, and impressive visuals make it a standout title among RPG fans. The game's unique combat system allows players to strategically plan out their attacks and use a variety of weapons and abilities to defeat enemies. The game's intricate storyline is also a standout feature, with players uncovering new plot twists and revelations as they progress through the game. The game's futuristic world is also a visual feast, with stunning graphics and detailed environments that truly immerse the player in the game's universe. Overall, Phantasy Star 4 is a must-play title for RPG fans and is widely considered to be one of the best games on the Genesis console. Number 2. Rocket Knight Adventures. This game is widely regarded as one of the most distinctive Genesis games of all time. This game boasts impressive visuals, diverse levels, and engaging gameplay. Players take on the role of Sparkster, a knight equipped with the rocket pack, as he battles through various levels to defeat an evil force that threatens the kingdom. The game's impressive graphics, challenging gameplay, and catchy soundtrack make it a standout among Genesis games. The game's unique design, which allows players to use Sparkster's rocket pack to fly and attack enemies, adds a layer of depth to the gameplay that's rarely seen in other games. The game's bosses are also a standout feature, with each one offering a unique challenge that requires players to use their skills and weapons to defeat them. Overall, Rocket Knight Adventures is a must-play title for fans of platformer games and is widely considered to be one of the best games on a Genesis console. Side note, there's a specific scene in the game in which I created a Twitch emote out of to use on my channel from Rocket Knight Adventures. It's a great game. And number 1, Sonic the Hedgehog 2. The game was a game changer for the Sonic franchise, introducing new gameplay mechanics such as the spin dash and the ability to play as Tails in single-player mode. The game's diverse levels, which included a casino, an oil rig, and a flying fortress, added to its overall appeal and kept players engaged throughout. The game's impressive visuals, which include detailed character designs and vibrant environments, were a standout feature, as was the catchy soundtrack, which included memorable tracks such as Chemical Plant Zone and Mystic Cave Zone. Overall, Sonic the Hedgehog 2 is a must-play title for fans of the Sonic franchise and is widely considered to be the best game on the Genesis console. And there you have it, the top 15 Sega Genesis games of all time. The Sega Genesis was truly a console ahead of its time, with its impressive graphics, diverse game library, and unique gameplay features. These games have stood the test of time and are still enjoyed by gamers today. Whether you're a fan of platformers, RPGs, beat-em-ups, shoot-em-ups, the Genesis has something for everyone. Hope you enjoyed this list, and it's inspired you to check out some of these classic games. And a special thank you to the people at World of Longplays, whose gameplay footage was used in making this video. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more gaming content. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you'll never miss a video. Also, share this with your friends who love gaming, and let us know in the comments which games are your favorites. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Until next time, this has been Azure Tony. Today, we found some fun in gaming, and I hope you enjoyed yourselves too. Take care of yourself, take care of each other. I'll catch you next time.